It's really too bad that people try to harm others using their power and their influence. This is happening to me currently with the city of Sparta, Missouri. Their former mayor, Jenny Davis, has filed a complaint against me, and the city prosecutor, J. Randall Howell, took it upon himself to file 4 separate charges of harassment, second degree, Class A misdemeanor, against me for the following. I sent 4 text messages to Mrs. Davis after she lost the election, and she had told me never to contact her again because I'd been trying to get information about a public project that she was part of, and she didn't want to disclose that. It had to do with public money that was given to the city, and she didn't want to talk about it with me. So she told me that I was spreading lies in a shading attempt to discredit her campaign. And I said, what lies? And she just answered, don't ever try to contact me again. So here's the 4 counts. Number 1, I sent her an apology saying, I'm sorry if I offended you, please forgive me. That was the same day. Then in May, a month later, on the 11th, I sent her a text that was forwarded. It was a copy of an article that I printed that actually was a reprint of somebody else's writing honoring one of her friends. So Mayor Davis's friend, Jim Mezel, was being honored in this article that I printed in my publication. I'm a journalist, and I print a publication called the Christian County Trumpet, and that's why I was contacting her in the first place for information about a public project that she was part of. Well, Jim Mezel openly and vehemently was against me and antagonistic towards me, but I'm not sure why he never explained it. I finally went over to his residence, and he told me to get off the property and had no explanation as to why he was hostile. So I have no reason to understand or know why he was so angry. He's in his early 70s, and he has no reason to be angry and hostile, but he was. So I honored him in an article and sent that article that was reprinted from another source in my publication to Jenny Davis on May the 11th, or on another date, I'm sorry, in April. On May the 11th, I sent her a well wish with a copy and paste message that 30 other people received. Everybody got their own copy and paste version of that message, which was basically a sentimental well wish of have a great day. And then there was another one on May 15th, have a peace-filled week and do your best to go with God, things like that. So it was a generally positive message that went out to multiple people, including former Mayor Davis, who had lost the election by now. So she's disgruntled, she's mad, she doesn't want me to talk to her, so she wants me silenced. So her response is to get her friend, the chief of police in Sparta, write up a complaint with him, acts like she's afraid that I'm stalking her, that I'm trying to catch up to her. And she uses this article that I wrote that's a fictitious article about me just showing up at City Hall and looking for her. And it was a satire article, so I never did that, but she thought it was true. And she looked up another picture of mine from the past from Facebook, had nothing to do with this case, but found a picture of me holding a gun. It was a toy gun for a movie I was in. So she thought that was alarming and terrifying. So she sees me as a threat and calls police for escorts and things around town so I don't bother her. I don't know her. This is the irony. I've never met her. I've never talked to her in person. That's what makes it absurd. So I told the court, this is much like treating an ex-boyfriend or an estranged lover or somebody in that category, or a neighbor or somebody that's been stalking you or trying deliberately to harass you. So here's how the law reads. No repeated contact after being told to stop. This is how the ordinance reads in Sparta. If for the purpose of frightening or disturbing the peace. So they're claiming that I'm doing this for the purpose of frightening or disturbing the peace. I looked up disturbing the peace. It's a loud noise, a foul odor, foul language, all this stuff, and so is frightening. And none of that applies to my case at all. My purpose, my intent is not to frighten her, to not disturb her peace, and that's why I sent the same exact message complete with a typo even, to many people on the same day, wishing them well. Many of the people that received that message I had never met before, so this is not unusual for me to do such a thing. This is not out of the ordinary. So I often will send many random people a well wish, an invitation, a polite gesture. I do that routinely on Facebook. So it's unusual, but as a journalist, an elected official should not shut me down for the purpose of trying to silence me, embarrass me, discredit me. That's what she wants. Why would you bring up a harassment case in court if you didn't want to embarrass the person that you're trying to charge? If you didn't want to discredit that person. So they want to discredit me. They want to silence me. They want me to have to pay a fine. 4 harassment counts, they want me to pay $150 per count for over $500. So so 140 something, so close to $600 is what they hope for me to pay. Well, they just do that to embarrass me and keep me from contacting her again and remove the threat, remove the bully. That's not what this is about. This is a First Amendment fundamental right. You got to hear this. This is a fundamental First Amendment right that everyone has of the press and of free speech. And one person doesn't have jurisdiction over another to say, you're no longer allowed to communicate with me anymore. If she's an elected official and I'm a journalist, I'm going to keep writing and contacting elected officials about things that are important to voters and taxpayers. That's my goal at Christian County Trumpet. You can go to Christian County Trumpet now or anytime and look at all the articles. There's numerous articles about this trial and this subject and this case. So her name is Jenny Davis, Jenni, and my name is John Cockcroft, but I go by the pen name Johnny Rooster. If you like my other stuff, Christian County Trumpet is also a channel on YouTube. So feel free to check that out, as well as my Johnny Rooster comedy channel on YouTube. You all have a blessed day, and remember, you have First Amendment rights, and you should not be harassed by elected officials the way I'm being harassed by an elected official. Have a good day.